saints and more saints. And then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. And I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God. The first two verses of the lectionary reading from Revelation 21 seems to be very fitting for All Saints' Day and for Halloween. Halloween and All Saints' Day emphasize community of the faith, a community that starts here on earth and that continues for the eternities. We are part of that faith community that was started centuries ago and extends through all of the eternities to come. In the New Jerusalem, we will be able to meet with saints of all times. My mind goes back to that popular song, that popular hymn, When We All Get to Heaven. The lyrics of the second verse kind of encapsulate a portion of my picture of Halloween and All Saints. When we walk the pilgrim way, clouds will overspend the day, but when our traveling days are o'er, not a shadow, not a sigh. At Halloween and All Saints' Day, we can gain encouragement of a reminder that we are not walking alone, that we are walking with all of the saints of all time that preceded us, and that there's hope that can carry us through the challenging times, through the Lenten periods of our lives, and through COVID periods of our lives. Being a person of faith is about the here and now, not just about the heavenly. There's power in stories. There are family stories that are handed down from generations. Those stories can help encapsulate the colorful personalities that are part of our families and that shaped our lives. Each week in churches, mosques, and synagogues, the faithful hear the stories of the faithful and how those lives have transformed individuals, communities, congregations. Scriptural stories may help us shape our religious ethics and encourage us as we go through life. Some nations have collectively shared stories that seem to summarize glimpses into the spirit of the people of the nation, important insights into the culture of the nation. In many respects, Halloween and All Saints' Days are about celebrating extraordinary stories of people of faith dating back to the earliest recorded spiritual stories in the Hebrew Scriptures. All Saints' Day is a practice that is part of the larger traditions that form the United Church of Canada. The United Church of Canada was formed by the union of many congregations from Methodist, Presbyterian, Congregationalist, and other traditions. The three major founding traditions of the United Church of Canada, Methodists, Presbyterians, and Congregationalists, all celebrate All Saints' Day. John Wesley, the founder of Methodism, celebrated All Saints' Day. We are in fellowship with the United Church of Christ. Our American friends in the United Church of Christ celebrate All Saints' Day. I suspect that many people who grew up in the United Church know about All Saints' Day and are very familiar with the customs. For some people who are new to All Saints' Day and to Halloween as religious celebrations, this may feel new and strange, possibly a bit intimidating. Fortunately, our faith can be enriched as we adopt new spiritual practices and make those part of our lives. A few months ago, I learned that Anglicans had their own prayer beads, their own rosary. I purchased a set of Anglican prayer beads, and there's a certain liturgy that I quite commonly use when I'm praying through those prayer beads. This year, I decided to do some practical exploration into All Saints' Day. The faith tradition I grew up in didn't celebrate All Saints' Day. In fact, Christmas and Easter were kind of Christmas and Easter light. We didn't go into those very big. And for people of evangelical background, like myself, it may be difficult to get our heads around All Saints' Day and Halloween as being religious celebrations. Most of the resources I found on the internet were strongly opposed to Halloween. There's even a website that's titled Jesus Ween. In Christian circles, Halloween, which is the day before All Saints' Day, is known as All Hallows' Day. Halloween is a contraction of All Saints, All Hallows' Day, or All Hallows' Eve, I should say. When Christians celebrate Halloween and All Saints' Day, we are not doing that with the idea of worshiping dead people or worshiping demons or celebrating spooky images. People of deep Christian faith can and do celebrate Halloween and All Saints' Day. In some faiths, there are conditions under which people may choose a name for themselves. Converts to Judaism may choose a Hebrew name. The Hebrew name they choose might be one that speaks to them. Some indigenous people place a lot of significance in a person's spirit name. A website for the First Nation Métis and Innu Association of Ontario has a document written by the Anishinaabe Health Toronto. The article states this: your spirit name is said to be 50% of your healing and balance, because with it, you know who you are, where you belong, you know where you're going, and where you come from. Some of our Catholic friends choose a confirmation name. I get the impression that choosing a saint's name for confirmation is taken seriously by some people. Finding your spirit name is a way to be in touch with the positive elements of lives of people of faith. I thought I would kind of give you my set of picks for Saints' Day, All Saints' Day, and for Halloween. For Catholics, saints are very special and rare people. In my faith background, all Christians are saints. So today I'm going to take a melding, an equal balance between those that would be accepted as saints within Catholicism and those that would be considered to be saints within my tradition of origin. The two Catholic saints are Margaret Costello and John Henry Newman. The other two saints are Lawrence Downing and Rembert Truluck. I found a website that randomly selects a Catholic saint for you. I got Margaret Costello. I gathered she was disabled, that she supported disabled people, and especially disabled people who were rejected by religious orders. When I saw the random match, it resonated with me. I thought, this works for me. I have a disability, and I do feel kind of a passionate calling from God to speak to the needs of those who are excluded by society and by the church. A few years ago, John Henry Newman was canonized as a Catholic saint. A critical word in the description of Newman caught my attention. Newman was considered to be a subversive. Bishop Robert Barron appears to picture subversion as being integral to the Christian story. And here's how he explains it. The Christmas story is essentially a tale of subversion. Everything in the world holds up as beautiful and worthy of attention is undermined. Wealth, power, comfort. The icon of God is not the mighty Caesar Augustus, but a little child in Bethlehem, too weak to hold up its own head. Real power is love. there is a subversive message of Christmas. When Theodor Hacker was banned by the Nazis in Germany from speaking or writing, he turned his resistance to the Nazis into translating the works of John Henry Newman. He translated them into German. So years after Newman was dead, Newman influenced people during World War II. The White Rose pacifist resistance to Hitler during World War II was influenced by the writings of John Henry Newman. He is credited with giving some of the leaders of the White Rose the ability to articulate reasons for refusing to obey Hitler as morally obligatory. When I was in college, Lawrence Downing, a new administrator, arrived on campus. He came out of retirement to help set up a new degree program. He was a breath of fresh air. He and his wife often invited students to their homes on Friday or Saturday nights. For many dormitory students, a home-to-cook meal and the presence of a faculty and a staff member who cared about them made a big difference. I suspect that he believed that a good home meal was therapy, and he was probably right. His influence helped change the atmosphere on campus. I'm going to rely some on memory here. As I remember, Rembert Truluck died about 12 years ago. Rembert Truluck was a Southern Baptist religion teacher. When it was learned that he was gay, he lost his career. He ended up becoming a minister in the largely LGBT plus Metropolitan Community Church's denomination. When I found his online ministry, I was impressed. His website, Steps to Recovery from Bible Abuse, is so good that his family and friends have kept the website online. When Truluck last updated his website in July 2007, his website was visited over 31 million times and was getting over 4 million hits a year. I'm certain that his website touched far more people than his ministry as a Southern Baptist minister and religion teacher. When I reflect on how to live as a Christian, I hope to ask myself these questions from the saints. How can I, like Margaret Costello, advocate for the disabled and for those who are excluded from society and from the church? In what ways can I, like Rembert Truluck, find a more powerful voice for grace and for God when I lose my avenue of serving God and humanity? Who can I, like Lawrence Downing, touch through healing hospitality? And what can I do after I retire to serve God and humanity? And how can I, like John Henry Newman, be a holy subversive for God? In closing, I challenge you to reflect on the lives of a few saints and to find what they are encouraging you to do.